So today I thought it would be fun if we looked at 10 things that Americans do in movies that make us just really confused everywhere else in the world.
You can't tell what's real anymore.
Here's the thing, okay? I say Americans do these in movies because the majority of the films that we watch and TV shows come from America. Of course we have our own stuff here, but the majority are American. And there are certain things that I have no way of knowing if they're actual things that happen by just visiting, because they're seemingly things that you would do in your everyday life. I would have no way of seeing that as a visitor. You'll get what I mean as I go along. Before getting to the video, do be sure to subscribe, otherwise the next time you try and load your favorite YouTuber's new video, you'll just see the circle just going and going. That one came from a commenter. Feel free to suggest other subscriber curses below. God, those curses get dark sometimes. Okay, coming in at number 10. I've had it confirmed to me that in America you guys are very fond of breakfast and it's not uncommon for you to lay out a big spread. However, something we see frequently in movies is that somebody will come downstairs, usually the child or teenager of the mother and father, or the mother, or whatever way that family is set up, and they will pick up a piece of toast, take a bite out of it, say something, and leave.
You need to eat something.
I did breakfast.
I'm not hungry.
Is that acceptable? Because in an Irish household, you would very much be required to sit down and eat something if your mother or father had gone and made you a massive spread of breakfast. In fact, in Ireland, it is very common for your parent to say you're not leaving the table until you finish everything on your plate. Does that happen in America? Or is it acceptable to take a bite out of the toast and go? The next thing Americans do in movies that is really strange is when the person usually on camera finishes the phone call, they will just end the conversation. There's no goodbye, you'll rarely hear love you, you'll rarely hear something out of context, like don't forget to pick up the toast later. My brain is just still reflecting on the toast. You can't pick up toast, you'd have to pick up bread. They'll usually end the conversation, get the information they need, and just hang up.
I'm away.
20 minutes? Fine. Okay, 463.
Make sure they pick it up. All right, well, right, we'll see you in a few.
Okay.
Okay.
The next thing that we see Americans do in films that makes absolutely no sense to us here in Ireland is shout taxi. Now, I realise that Uber has taken off massively in the States, so that might have affected things a little, but never ever in my whole life would I stand on the street and shout taxi. Yeah, we use apps a lot more now, but I'm talking about, let's say you're just trying to hail a cab. Hail a cab, see? I'm getting your lingo. Generally in Ireland, we'll just put out our hand and try and hail somebody down. I feel like it would be super obnoxious to stand there and shout taxi, and also I'd feel a bit silly if a taxi didn't stop then. Like everyone's going, haha, screw you, crazy lady shouting at the top of her lungs, but perhaps that is the cultural norm in America.
Taxi! Taxi!
Taxi! Taxi!
Taxi! Taxi!
I can't say when visiting I have ever seen anybody yell taxi, nor have I seen them do the can't do it. So let me know, do you actually do that? The next thing I always see in movies is somebody handing their significant other or friend or family member a gift. That's pretty normal. And then they will just say what's in the gift. It's a plant. It's a feck off I'm editing mug. It's my dog's Chewbacca toy. What is the point of wrapping it if you're gonna just tell them what's in the gift? Now, I've discussed on the channel before that a thing that you guys do over there is open presents in front of people, whereas here in Ireland we kind of find it a little bit rude generally to do, and usually you'll see people open their presents after people leave their party and then send a note. It's just a little thing that's different. It's not rude there, but it is here. So, do you actually hand people presents and tell them what's inside? Is that a thing that you do?
It's a necklace. Alice picked it up.
It's a toaster. And it's a pen that's also a clock. Huh?
The next thing, and I have to say, this looks pretty cool, and I've always wanted to do it, is instead of going, can I get the bill or the check to the waitress or waiter, they just throw down a big wad of cash and leave. How did you know how much it was? How did you know how much to tip? Are you not afraid that they're going to think you're robbing the place? And this is never followed by the server running after them to see if they've paid their bill. It's generally just accepted among everybody in the restaurant that they will have left an appropriate amount of money down. Also, I don't really carry enough cash to pay for dinner. It happens with drinks a lot in movies, so I don't know, maybe that is a thing that you do. Let me know below. The next thing, and I feel like if this was an actual thing that people did, I would have done it by now, but I haven't. It's drinking milk straight from the carton, usually during an argument. Anything that's a communal drink, eaten, or drunk, you drink drinks. Drunk straight from the carton or bottle.
You're the milk thief!
Now, I live alone, and I don't even drink milk straight from the carton. I am a milk liker. I like the odd glass of milk.
That's literally not even a thing.
And I feel that if anybody would be inclined to take a swig of milk out of the carton, it would be me. But I have never done that because it would taste papery. Nay, plasticky, were it in a plastic tub bottle. I have never been in an argument with somebody and felt the need to have a drink during that argument. Usually I'm trying to think of the next thing to say or my next point to make or just ready to strangle the person, but I've never needed to take a swig of a drink like they do in movies and TV shows. But here my question for you guys is, do you drink milk straight out of the carton during an argument or not? Okay, this next one, and I know I have a huge fascination with prom because we don't do that here, and we also don't do the one that you do homecoming, and we don't really do dances here except for the Debs in school. But my big question is, apart from prom, because okay, I get prom, it's a big deal, do you guys actually ask girls to the general dances? I know there's Sadie Hawkins and that's when the girl's supposed to invite the guy, but here's the thing, if I was partaking in regular annual dances when I was in school, I can imagine that I wouldn't have been overly bothered with boys. I would have just wanted to go with my girlfriends.
So she's gone back to Lebanon.
And I can also imagine like a 14-year-old boy isn't going to want to go with a girl. He's just going to want to go hang out with his friends. So does that happen? Do people just go with their mates? Or do you always have to formally invite somebody to go with you? In the movies, they make such a big deal out of it. Like it's like a big proposal, a promposal. Does that actually happen or no? And finally, the number one thing goes out to pretty much anybody who's ever worked in an office. In America, in the movies, the women are always dolled up to the nines, especially if they're in a position of power. They wear high heels, they wear full-on cocktail dresses that I would wear to like a wedding or something.
And you have no style or sense of fashion.
And I'm going to use Selling Sunset as an example. When I watched that show, I cannot believe how many cocktail dresses those ladies own, and also they seem to be stomping around the whole of their state in like 5-inch heels. Can't do that, I can't do that. We call those under the table shoes because you're gonna just wear them to walk in somewhere and sit down. I've never worked full-time in an office, but I can imagine the higher up I went, the more inclined I would be to dress casual because, you know, I don't really need to impress anyone, right? But that doesn't seem to be the case in movies. So, is that a thing that happens in America, or is it just in big cities, or is it just in movies? And that's it for today's video. Let me know below in comments all your thoughts on America as depicted in film. Bye. Did you jump off on my last sentence? You did. You silly Billy. Come here. Okay, coming in at number 10. Okay, coming in at number 10. We often see American... Okay, coming in at number... In fact, in Ireland, there is a very... In fact, in Ireland, it's just a little thing that's... It's just a little thing that's different. By the way, did you know that when asked to mime a telephone, a person... By the way, did you know when asked to mime a telephone... By the way, did you know when asked to mime a telephone, most of us will go like this if you're... Also, I would rarely have enough cash to pay for a meal. Also, I would rarely carry cash. Also, I don't really carry enough... Yeah, some people have said they don't like your voice. It's just my voice. I can't help it. It's just the way it is. I know, buddy. I think it's a lovely voice. I think the love heroes too.